And but I have a feeling that within the new year there could possibly be another one in America, possible two in Europe. And but it's a feeling I have. You know, these people, they're not gonna stop. We have Christmas. That's what they want to destroy. We have celebrations for New Year. This is the things where they want to hit us. And in 2016 is going to be a very bad year for all of us.
Wow. Haunting words of warning from former jihadist turned CIA mole Morton Storm. So what would you do exactly to survive a shooting like this? Pete Hegseth has gone through the exact training. What can we take from this? And everyone's calling this the new normal, Pete. What do we need to know? Well,
your initial instincts are going to, it is a fight or flight instinct, and everyone's overwhelming initial reaction is flight, right? So if you're not trained to fight back in the immediate moment, there are a series of steps you're going to want to take. The FBI talks about run, hide, fight. You know, if you have the ability to flee the scene, if you have the ability to get out of there, you should, and take others with you. If you can hide, turn off the lights, turn off your cell phones, barricade the door, stay, you know, give the shooter the impression that there's nobody in there. But then if you need to fight, you've got to use the term we use in the military is violence of action. You need to fight and commit to that fight. If you're going to take down someone who's heavily armed, maybe hopped up on drugs, and a lot of the training I got was in Afghanistan. We were having problems with blue on green attacks with Taliban infiltrating the Afghan army and shooting Americans. Sometimes they were hopped up. You've really got to bring the violence if you're going to defeat somebody like that. Is this the new fire drill? I mean, when you say run, hide, fight, I'm thinking stop, drop, and roll is what we learned as we grew up. I mean, are kids supposed to be going through this training? Are schools supposed to be going through this training? You know, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of it. You're right. We have seen fire drills as a response, but the one part of run, fight, or run, hide, fight is having a plan. If you know, sitting at your desk, being where you are, and saying, if something were to happen, this is where I would go. This is where I would flee. This is where I would hide. This is what I would use to defend myself if I needed to. Because if you're reacting in the moment, those 3, 4, 5 precious seconds could be the difference between life and death.
Because after Paris on Friday the 13th, now 3 weeks ago, I believe, we had a conversation with our kids, and it was like, okay, if you're in a restaurant, remember, that was essentially a drive-by. Or if you're at a concert, or if you're in a large group of people, what do you do? How many people's stories did we hear from Paris where they survived because they played dead? And so I said, to the kids, you know, maybe you hear something, you drop down, you play dead, unless you can get the heck out of there. Yeah, there's going to be a scenario if you're in the exact cone of fire and there are people next to you who are down and hurt, that would be an approach. But if you're a ways away from the gunfire, playing dead is not going to fake somebody like that out. And so you've got to figure out one or two of those other options. I do think, unfortunately, this could become the new norm. Doesn't it bring back the duck and cover days of you know, potential nuclear Armageddon with the Soviet Union? I don't want to believe that could be the case, but you never know. I mean, as parents, we're all parents here. I'm going to want to prepare my kids for you know what?
Well, we prepare them for everything else we say.
Sure. Right? And you know what? Because we're talking about it, because, you know, we're worried about it, the terrorism thing is working. Unfortunately.
But there's a difference between being prepared and being scared and worried.
That's right. Vigilance is very different than cowering in fear, and I think we know how to we can run that fine line.
Just be prepared, like the Boy Scouts.
That's right.